This is Late Night Lee Talks TV. I'm Late Night Lee and I talk reality TV dating shows such as Married at First Sight, Ready to Love, Love Island, Love is Blind, The Ultimatum, The Never Ever Mets, just to name a few. So if you do enjoy watching that type of content, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. This is a new channel, so I do appreciate the love and support. Please like the video, comment down below. If you comment, I'll comment back and we'll start a chat. Now let's get into the real reason why Jasmine Ellis Cooper is on the outs and is pretty much being iced out by the Summer House Martha's Vineyard cast. Okay, here's the real tea. So raise your hand if you watched season 1. If you didn't watch season 1, none of this will make sense. But you know what? I will break it down for you and I will explain. So during season 1, I'm going to tell you right now, I was not a fan of Jasmine. Jasmine, pretty much, yes, she was a newlywed, new wife, but she very much so bragged about being married and being a wife and how she was different from the ladies because she was married and she was a housewife and all of those things. And so many people are like, oh, well, she's trying to navigate. Where it's like, no, I don't want to hear that. You know why? Because just like Alex said in the reunion to Summer, we are all going through things. We are all having to deal with something, but you still need to be kind to people. And it did come across as though she was just being so braggadocious. And she even said, like when it came to Bria, she said she does not respect Bria and Simon's relationship because Bria is always with a different man. And then she said she didn't respect their relationship because it's not a marriage. And that turned me off from her. Okay, so that happened in season 1. Also, her husband Silas was on season 1. And Silas was very much so a dictator. He was very much on some, 1950s. He wants a Stepford wife. She had to cook and clean and iron his clothes, even though technically they were on vacation. It was really, really bad to the point where Silas went on Kempire's YouTube Live and he said that he apologized to Jasmine's family for how he acted on the show and that he was in therapy for his actions and how embarrassed he was because that's how bad he acted on the show. So on top of that, with Jasmine really acting as though she was better than the ladies and had to distinguish herself from the ladies, I really think that is why. Oh, also because Silas came across as very controlling, that's the reason why the ladies don't want to mess with her. We all think about it. Don't leave yet. Think about it. We have all had that one friend that when we're out with them, they are on the phone. Or they are on the phone the whole time with their partner, either texting them or talking to them. And it's like, girl, we're supposed to be out. We're supposed to be having fun. We're supposed to be, doing something. And she is glued to the phone because she's with a man. We all know and have that friend. And you just have to remember, the way Silas acted was just deplorable. It really was. It wasn't a relationship to brag about. So much so that, Jasmine, the marriage came down. And by the end of the season, Jasmine was saying how hard the marriage was and how difficult it was because Silas pretty much wanted her to be that Stepford wife. Like he literally didn't even want anybody else to cook for him. Not because he has some kind of dietary issue that only Jasmine could understand. He refused. Okay, when they're in the house, you notice that they all cook. Like different people take turns cooking meals. And they will, pass plates of food out to each other. So I think it was like a mayor or somebody, one of the men was cooking breakfast and, told Simon, oh, I'll fix you a plate. And he was like, I'm sorry, Silas. He told Silas, I'll fix you a plate. And he said no. He wanted Jasmine to do it. And it was like, what? But they're cooking. They're in the kitchen already cooking. He was just so much, my wife is cooking and cleaning for me. It's like, sir, he went off on her about her ironing his pants and then making a mistake, or she made that some type of issue and she made an error, and I guess it kind of messed up the clothes a little bit, and he was so upset with her. It was just like, it was very bad. It was very bad. It wasn't the kind of relationship that you look at and you think, couple goals. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And remember, Jordan said that she also had an issue with Silas, but her and Silas talked, as well as, it was her, Silas, and Jasmine, and she resolved it with with Silas. And if you remember, if you didn't watch season 1, if you remember season 1, Silas said out his mouth that he doesn't like Jasmine hanging out with Jordan because Jordan is the party friend. Jordan got offended. And she got mad because Alex co-signed it. Alex was like, oh yeah, I could see you being the troublemaker or something like that. And she even brought it up this season. So yes, based on how controlling Silas is, Silas more than likely told Jasmine, you need friends who are married. And that is why Jasmine tried to pair Amir and Jordan up. Because if Jordan had a man, Silas would be more comfortable with their friendship. Hello? Come on now. And then Jordan even said, she said, you were trying to sell me off to the highest bidder. Because her controlling husband probably only wanted her to have married friends. But you don't hear me though. You don't hear me though. All right, so listen to this. Remember in season 1, when all of the girls and all of the guys went to 2 separate locations to party. The guys went to a bar, and then the girls went to a club, right? When they got back home, Silas asked one of the women, I think he asked Jordan, so were there men there at the club? Were there men there? And it was like, sir, were there men there? It was the public. There are men in the public. What he really wanted to ask is, did Jasmine get hit on by one of the men? Did Jasmine cheat on me? That's what he really wanted to ask. Can you imagine you having a night out with your guys and your wife having a night out with her girls, but then when y'all get home the same night together, you asking, were there men there? Oh yes, Silas was very controlling. And that's, the reason why no one missed him being in the house. No one missed him. When Andy asked at the reunion, does anybody miss Silas? No one raised their hand, because not even his own brothers, his line brothers. I think that's also the reason why Preston does not like him either. Because Preston low-key tried to say something to him, and some of the men tried to say something to him about his behavior and his actions. But they not married. What do they know? Remember when he said that? They not married? I'm not taking your opinion. But he had to get chewed out on YouTube and social media by viewers. So that until he realized that how he behaved was awful. Okay? So he didn't want to hear what the guys had to say. And I also think that That is why the girls don't like Jasmine, because they don't like Silas. Okay? They don't want to have to deal with the friend that's always on her phone because she got to be on the phone with her man because he don't trust her. Because she got to report back to the man because he don't trust her. That's what I think it is. They want to have fun and let loose, and Jasmine has to constantly assure Silas that she's not doing anything crazy. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Silas wants Jasmine to have married friends, and none of those women are married. And instead of, because you can't get in between nobody's relationship. She know how she being treated. She knows. But she chooses to stay. So you can't tell nobody, oh, I don't like your significant other. Oh, I don't like the way he treats you. I think the women just don't want nothing to do with her. That's what I think it is. Hello? I mean, did you see season 1 or not? Do you remember? And a lot of people conveniently just gloss over those facts and are just like, oh, we feel bad for her because they're being mean to her, they're icing her out. Well, y'all cannot be the same people saying, well, Jasmine needs married friends. No. Have y'all watched a show on Showtime called Couples Therapy? It is now streaming on MTV Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time after Catfish. Come on now. All the couples on that show are swingers. Well, I would say 90% of the couples on that show are swingers and have all types of problems. You cannot look at a married person and think, oh, I will be friends with them because, they'll understand. People be having some wild things going on in their marriage. Just look at the Real Housewives of Potomac. Look at Mia Thornton. Look at Ashley Darby and Michael Darby. Hello? Mia had a whole boyfriend, don't know who her baby daddy is. Michael and Ashley were participating in all types of threesomes, and you don't know what's going on in somebody's marriage. A lot of people have open marriages, whether they want to admit it or not. Look at Juan Dixon and Robert Dixon. Stop thinking, can you imagine you're married, you're a woman and you're married to a man and his friend is Juan Dixon and you're happy because, Juan's married, so, he'll be a good friend. Yeah, right. You're right. When you get older, it's not easy making friends. In high school, shit ain't even easy in high school. You're more likely to make friends in high school. You're more likely to make friends in college. You're more likely to make friends while you're working. But now, baby, this job, this workforce is filled with so many different generations. You still got baby boomers, you got Gen X, you got millennials, you got Gen Z. It's ridiculous in the workforce. And a lot of people are working from home and not building those relationships and friendships from work. So, it's not easy making friends. Genuine, good people is hard to find that you have things in common with. So I would never say, because I'm married, I'm cutting off my friends. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. When I was single, I had a married friend and she would always, when I told her about me dating and stuff, she would give me ideas and things to do. She was like, well, let me see what you're going to wear. Let me see. Are you going to cook for him? We got to get you married. She was, trying to be that big sister, trying to give me advice and all that stuff. But she never made me feel like I was an inconvenience because I wasn't married. You just shouldn't do that. You shouldn't want to be friends with a person that's going to encourage you to be unfaithful to your spouse. Shoot, I don't want to be friends with a person who's unfaithful to their spouse. Because if you can't be, that speaks on your loyalty. Hello? That speaks on your levels of loyalty. If you can't even be faithful to the person you're in a relationship with, oh no. Oh no. What does our friendship mean? Nothing. A good friend is a good friend. I'm not cutting off friends because they may be single and I'm not. Like, I'm not doing that. That's just crazy. And as you get older, I don't really know a lot of friends who want to go to the club and turn up like that. Like, I don't know them. At least, I mean, when I was in my mid-20s, I wanted to go to the club because I was single. I wanted to have fun. And a lot of my friends was like, no, they were tired. They were all clubbed out. So now when you get to a certain age, baby, it's about brunch. It's about restaurants, vacations, you know. But again, I would not say to someone, I can't be friends with you because you're not married, you're single. But look at Jasmine, you know. Silas is, you know, deployed. Jasmine is home and pregnant. Guess what the hell she needed? Friends. And not no family members. Because you know how parents are of a different generation. They got their own remedies and tell you what you should do. And it's like, child, don't nobody do that no more. Like, you want people, your age group. You want your friends. And she doesn't have that. So stop telling married women to push away their friends. But unfortunately, I feel like she did that with her own actions. She was braggadocious. And then on top of that, they don't like Silas because of his controlling nature. That's what I think it is. Now, some people think that there's jealousy there between Jordan and Jasmine in regards to who brought the show to the network. But here's the thing. Jordan being single makes her more marketable because we saw her on what? Winter House. Hello. So whether Summer House Martha's Vineyard gets picked up for season 3 or not, Jordan has been on another Bravo show. She could actually go to Summer House, the regular Summer House. To be honest. Oh yes, she can. But guess who's probably not gonna go? Jasmine, who's over there with a newborn baby. That's not gonna make for no good TV. So I don't see it as a lot of people were saying they think it's jealousy. Maybe it could be a tidbit of jealousy there. But I truly believe that based on Jasmine's behavior in season 1, being braggadocious, and I also think based on what we saw with Silas and his behavior, being controlling and jealous and even insecure, I think that's the reason why the ladies prefer not to hang out with Jasmine. And that's that on that. Those are my thoughts. It's a theory, and I think it's a darn good one. I really do. Because we saw what happens. We saw all of those things happening in season 1. And imagine what we didn't see. Just imagine what we didn't see. Okay? But put 2 and 2 together. And the theory makes sense. Comment down below your thoughts. Listen, y'all, I don't hate these people. I don't hate Jasmine. I don't care for her on the show, but I don't hate her. But I do think that there is reasons why these women don't mess with her. And honestly, she may have outgrown them, and that's fine. I have outgrown many of friends. That's why I would never be like, oh, I'm just going to cut somebody off. Nope. Relationships and friendships will outgrow themselves. But I would never have my single friends feeling like, I'm married now, I'm a wife, and you know I'm a wife now. I would never do that because for one, while I was single, I know how hard it is, you know, trying to date and trying to find a good person who's actually interested in a relationship and marriage and not just a situationship. I know how hard it is because I was out there. So I would never try to make my friends feel like, oh, well, I'm married and you're not. I wouldn't do that. And I don't think that was Jasmine's intention, but because she was a newlywed, and I think she was just inadvertently doing that. But y'all, comment down below your thoughts. Always be respectful. Just always be respectful. I try my best to be respectful with my reviews or my theories or my recaps, but always be respectful in the comments. We can have a real conversation, but think about what I talked about and the examples that I gave. Tell me if you think it makes sense, because it makes sense to me. This is Late Night Talks TV. I'm Late Night. I talk reality TV. Don't forget to like the video on your way out. Thank you again for watching. I'm signing out.